Hey there, team. We're back with part 2. This time Dave is taking the reins with the Batlin.
Yep, and we can talk about some of the new Pokemons kicking off in this generation. And I'll just be playing some randoms in the background because we figured it was better than just darkness or nothing in the background.
Yeah, alright. I was just going to go on to see if I can find a list of all the new Pokemon just so we can kind of talk about them.
Alright, so while you're doing that, we can talk about the Sandcastle thing. Just because we were kind of talking about it a little bit before, we ended it the last video. So its ability, when it gets hit by a water attack, it doubles its defense, which is neato, but at the same time, we don't really have confirmation that it is immune to water attacks. And it doesn't appear from the video it is.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird little jump cut that they made. So, alright. As a ghost guy, I like it. I think it's... I'm a stickler for stupid-looking Pokemon. I'm just going to say that. I think it's a cute little design. And the fact that the picture that they had with it, where it was basically dragging a Pikachu under the sand, that's pretty fucking brutal. Even for Pokemon, I was not expecting that. But anyway, let's kind of go through the little list here. First, starting off with the starters. Dave, you pretty much think you're going to go Poplio just because I'm going Rowlet, and a lot of other people are going Litten.
Yeah, I don't know, I like to be that fucking hipster, proto-hipster. I just randomly pick a Pokemon. Once there's random stuff dicking around. A lot of people think it's going to be water fighting. I'm kind of whatever, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
Doesn't really...
the big rumor going around is that these guys plus Rockruff, their final evolutions are going to vary in some way. Either they'll be... whatever their final form is, they'll have... Like the water guy. It'll either be water fighting, there'll be a form that's water fairy, water whatever. So they'll have at least 2, maybe 3 different versions. And there was a leak that a lot of people think is true. Because of, I believe it was a Chinese leak that depicted, and this is a different one, a completely different leak to the elemental type leaks that show an archer owl for the final form for Rowlet, a wrestling tiger, and a mermaid seal for Poplios. And a lot of people seem to think this is legitimate because there's a little doodle in there with Ash, and one of the girls that is one of the leaders. No, she's not a gym leader, but
the island captain.
Island captain dealy. And it's
little neck.
It's pretty spot on to what that character looks like, and she's obviously a cook, so she might be the female companion of Ash in the next series, most likely. So a lot of people are concernicus about that one, because not a lot of people are fans of their design. I think the Archer one is kind of eh. The Wrestling Tiger, I'm not a huge fan of the way it looks. I think it could look cool, but I wish it was drawn a little differently. But people think it's going to be fire dark and not fire fighting, which, I mean, nobody really needs another fire fighting starter, but if it's going to be a wrestler, one would think that would be the thing to do. And just having a starter that's clearly a particular that looks like a particular gender, considering most all the starters have 80 something, an 85% chance to be male. And give that one to... It just seems weird that they would do something like that, unless that thing about the multiple elemental evolutions is true. Same thing goes for Rockruff. A lot of people think it's going to be like a werewolf. He's a rock type, which is pretty cool. Because he doesn't really look very rock-like. He's got like a little rock collar around him. But, yeah, he's pure rock, not rock and normal, which is weird. So, a lot of people think he's going to have, like, a bunch of different werewolf-looking forms. So, very interesting to see what happens with that. Like, what are your thoughts about, like, the multiple...
I don't believe it until I see it. That's just generally my feelings on it. It sounds too weird. It sounds like such a departure from what we generally get.
Yeah.
So I don't believe it till I see it, kind of thing. Like, it sounds too much like someone's fucking
daydream. Yeah. All right, then we have the koala Pokemon Kamala. Not a whole lot on him. No, he's normal type.
He's got immunity to statuses outside of
sleep.
Yeah,
that could be interesting.
I don't know what this guy was thinking. Just switched into Mega Sceptile and Swords Dance on my
ice
type. Yeah, I guess he was feeling quite ballsy. Oh, yay! Oh. Come on, get the boost! Get the boost to get new! Come on, dang it.
Alright, then we got Pick-a-Peck. It is, your standard normal flying Pokemon. It's a woodpecker. I really like its design. I'm hoping it becomes... I'm hoping it gets a special typing, like Talonflame, like it maybe... Not another Grass Flying, because obviously that's what the starter is. Then who the hell would even want Pick-a-Peck if you have Rowlet? Seems stupid.
Yeah, unless it gets something fucking ridiculous.
I'm hoping
Gale Wings again.
Yeah, I think Steel Flying would be really cool because it's a woodpecker, and I designed one with a big steel beak. It would look really cool, and its head kind of looks like a tack, like that's what the beak is kind of shaped like. So who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I would even mind it staying normal and flying.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
It's just oversaturation. Our hopes to get different types and.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that we're getting that other bird, that could be one of 4 types, depending on which island you pick it up at.
Yeah, that's super cool. We'll get to her in a sec. Then we have Young Goose, and its evolved form Gumshoos. A.K.A. it's the fucking Donald Trump Weasel Pokemon. So, Dave, you other than it looking like your idol Donald Trump, it's looking it's going to be quite a bruiser.
Yeah,
with that ability.
Yeah, I mean, unless it just has bad stats, like it could end up a Furfrou, or it could end up being amazing. The fact that it's a gym leader's totem Pokemon, or whatever the fuck it's called, I assume it must be okay at least. That ability, which when it comes in, like you can't really switch into it because you take double damage. That's game changing. That stops U-turn shenanigans. That does a lot of cool shit.
Yeah, so
I mean, well, I guess we'll have to see stat wise where it's at, but I think it could be really good.
Alrighty, next up we have our new little beetle friends. I like these guys. I've always liked beetles quite a bit. We have Grubbin, which is pure bug. Then it turns into Charjabug and Vikavolt, which are bug and electric types. So, obviously, the only other one that we've ever had is a Galvantula. This dude looks pretty cool. Like, he's a stag beetle looking guy. And he's pretty cool. I like his design a lot. I like the typing. That should be pretty good. So, anything to say about these guys? He's got Levitate.
Yeah.
So that'll help him with his electric. So he'll only... It's almost as if he's just bug in terms of his immunities. So he'll only be weak to, like, what, rock and fire.
Well, bug is
and
resistant
steel.
to ground to begin with.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean...
So, I mean, it was going to be neutral anyways. But, yeah, it's not a bad one. I still think Compound Eyes on Galvantula kind of gives it a slight advantage. But who knows stat-wise where they end up lying.
Yeah. Then we have another Pokemon you're kind of digging, Drampa.
Yeah.
It's a new typing of normal and dragon. So very interesting. Cool little, kind of interesting little design. Looking like Falcor. But yeah, I can dig it. Interesting ability. Other than it has Sap Zipper and another new ability called Berserk.
Yeah, the fact that it powers you up based on when it what's 1/3 of health, it doubles its special attack or something.
Yeah,
it's interesting. I don't know. It's just until we see it stat wise, I don't know how good that means, because the other one definitely makes it sound like it's going to be a physical attacker with Sap Zipper. But granted, they put Sap Zipper on a lot of weird shit.
And they put like lightning rod on things like Marowak.
Yeah.
So it's just
he's got like a lightning rod he's carrying around his bone.
And it's just that when it comes to
the fact that
meta, they don't.
Mega Sceptile has lightning rod, I'd say is weirder.
Yeah. Alright, coming on, we have Bruxish, which is a water psychic female fish-looking Pokemon. Not a lot of people aren't hip to this one. I mean, it's not an original typing, not a whole lot of water psychics.
It's immune to Sucker Punch, which is cool.
So, yeah, I don't know why you'd ever want to run Strong Jaw, especially in the metagame. Like, just... Oh, like that's just really good. So, yeah, not really a whole lot to say about it. It's that one ability is really interesting. We have Cutie Fly. A lot of people don't believe that this is based off of a real bug that looks almost exactly like the way that it looks in game.
Yeah, it's got a little sprightliness.
It's a cute little bug.
I kind of have a feeling it's got to be some sort of evolutionary line, though. I feel like we haven't seen the full...
Yeah, I would be very surprised if this was... like the next guy. Plus, this is a bug fairy, so that's new, I believe.
Yeah. I'm trying to think type-wise how that works. It doesn't really help a lot with Bug's weakness. You quad resist fighting, which is, I guess, kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's a unique thing for it to be able to do.
So yeah, hopefully we'll get a cool evolution line for this thing. It'd be kind of cool if it evolves. It has like one where it's like still super cute and kawaii, and then it has one that just like a dark bug that makes it look like a mosquito. I can dig that.
Yeah, I can see that being pretty cool.
Because it kind of looks like a mosquito with this little needle nose. Going on, we have another member of like the cutesy Pikachu family of mouse electric Pokemon. Togedemaru. I really like this guy just because I like hedgehogs. I've always thought that I think he looks really cute. He looks like a stuffed toy that I had. I probably still have it somewhere. This little fat roly-poly ball. And you and I, when we were talking about like what his abilities were, you said Iron Barbs, I said Lightning Rod. He gets both.
Yeah. Yes, that was interesting to see him get.
And he's the electric steel he's electric and steel, so it's not. It's interesting typing, Going on to a guy I'm kind of super hyped for, Salandit. He's a fire poison Pokemon. Really digging like his design. Kind of has like a little burglar hood on. I think it's cool. They call him a toxic lizard, and as an animal guy, that kind of burns my ass because he's a salamander. He's an amphibian. Get your shit together, Nintendo. So he looks cool. Amazing ability. The fact that he can poison anything that normally cannot be poisoned. That he's going to be on a lot of people's teams just for that.
Yeah.
He's going to be mandatory on any
poison.
On any mono poison, any mono fire.
Alright, here's the thing. A lot of your steals are going to carry earth moves just regardless. and that's just going to fuck him up. So unless he's got some speed to work with, like...
You're going to have to put a balloon on him.
Yeah.
So,
I don't think he's going to be as good as a lot of people seem to think he's going to be, because I've seen him all over the place with people just, talking about how he's going to, just revolutionize the game and he's their favorite thing this gen. I mean, he's cool, but I don't think he's,
He's not as hype as people generally make him to be. Next up, we have... I don't even know what to make of these little dudes. Stuffle and Beware. Kind of a weird little design. Cute little bears. They are normal fighting Pokemon. They get Fluffy, which is like a worse version of Fur Coat, effectively.
Yeah, it's like you get a resistance on physical attacks, but you're weak to fire now. It's like that's kind of a shit trade-off.
Maybe I can only assume that
they both get Klutz though, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, Klutz Assault Vest with Switcheroo is still going to be the preferred set. I can already see it.
Yeah. And what is so far my current favorite Pokemon of this generation, and a lot of other people's, is Mimikyu. This little bastard has stolen everyone's hearts. In case you live under a rock and don't like Pokemon, so why would you be listening to this anyway?
Yeah, he's like, this isn't wrestling.
Mimikyu's whole backstory is that he is sad that people love Pikachu and not him. He's jealous of Pikachu's popularity, so he puts on a shitty little, like, costume, puts a stick for a tail, and tries to masquerade as Pikachu. It is... I love it. I love ghost Pokemon in general, but this dude, he is on the team. Like, I don't care. Like, Bayonet, fucking Mimikyu is coming for your top spot, buddy. Like, this guy, just, everything. I love him. And on top of that, he basically gets Substitute as an ability.
We'll have to see how that works with status stuff, but yeah, the fact that he can effectively take one hit for free, that's pretty interesting. I don't know if that'll protect him, at like a substitute. It'd be interesting to see if he gets set up stuff like Trick Room and stuff.
Yeah, part of me kind of thinks he's going to end up becoming like a Wobbuffet, where he gets a very set move pool.
Yeah, I could see that. Like, he's got his niche, because that is a really powerful ability if he can do... Like, if he's fast enough and he gets, like, Nasty Plot, and you get a free Nasty Plot because you can't...
Yeah.
At the same time, though, there are Pokemon like that in the metagame, so, I mean, hopefully it's not such a niche thing that it just screws him over. I wonder how Fairy typing is going to kind of work with him. Like, granted, he gets...
Yeah.
He's neutral to Dark, which is nice. He's a Dragon Killer now. So, let's kind of run through some of the other ones a little bit quicker. And hopefully this guy will pull his head out of his ass. This guy fears Groudon, which I guess is fair enough.
There's a lot of weird little guys on here, like Wimpod, Bug and Water type. I'm more interested in seeing what he turns into.
Yeah, you could tell some of these are just obvious first forms.
Bonsweet, it's a little berry thing. Again, interesting. Turn what it into, it's pure grass, little berry thing. Comfey, which is a little lay Pokemon. It's in the same vein as whatchamacallit.
Why is this guy time stalling in a random battle? I hope you get fucking AIDS.
It's like the last fairy thing. It has a lot of grass stuff about it, but it's just a pure fairy for some reason. So interesting to see if maybe that's its only form, because I feel like it's one of those kind of Pokemon. But who knows? It could evolve into something. I kind of like these little dudes, Mudbray and Mudsdale.
Yeah.
I bet you if my dad saw these, he would probably like them. Very cool. I love the design. Love the donkey turning into a Clydesdale. Very cool design, like the kind of the matted dreadlock look that they've got. Very cool little guys. Pure Ground. Definitely interested. Whatever the fuck High Horsepower is.
I think I saw something about it, but I can't remember what it was.
I feel like that's got to be like a bulky, like it's a amping move.
Yeah, I think it had something to do with like speed when something
Or
happened.
yeah, it'd be kind of cool if it was like maybe a speed and something else.
I want to say it was like when it got to a certain thing, like health wise.
Alright, going on, we have Minior, which is a rock and flying Pokemon. Very interested to see how this little guy is going to play out. He has like a special ability where his special ability is shields down, and whenever he takes like half of his health is gone, it turns into a new form, little jelly blob looking thing. And its color is dependent upon something. The color of the debris.
Yeah, so you don't get to know what it is, blah blah blah, kind of thing.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, but that should be interesting.
I would say being a pain in the ass if you actually wanted it and you want to play competitive.
Yeah.
Because you have to probably breed for color, breed for fucking IVs. It's like, God, fuck you, game.
Alright, these guys I'm kind of confused as to why they're just pure grass types. Because they're clearly based off of those flowery mantis Pokemon. But they're just pure grass.
Yeah,
and
I saw
names...
that, and it was like very much the same as what's the other thing? The other mantis that's like whole deal is like swaddling.
Yeah, Livani.
Yeah.
And these ones are like the pinkish ones. Like they're virtually the same creature, you know. Like it's Fomantis and Lurantis. Like, why isn't the final form of bug grass? Like, I don't get it.
Because the other one, Livani, is. It'd be weird to have the exact same type and the exact same thing.
I guess. I mean, well,
I was surprised they didn't give it some other typing though.
Yeah, but anyway, we have Oricorio, which is a pretty cool little Pokemon. I gotta give it some props. Like, I like its design. I like its gimmick.
Its ability is really cool. I really like.
Oh
that.
yeah, Dancer. So, on each of the different islands, it gets a different typing and completely different look. They might as well be different Pokemon. You have, it's like a flamenco style, which is like fire flying. The Pom Pom cheerleader version is electric flying. Like a hula dancing one, which is psychic flying. And then like a Japanese fan dance one is a ghost flying.
Yeah, so the way its ability functions is if somebody uses a dance move, aka Dragon Dance, Quiver Dance, I think there's a couple other ones.
Yeah.
Teeter Dance, probably. You immediately copy it. So if you can predict like a Quiver Dance, bring this thing in. So unless it's got really poor stats, it becomes a real hard counter to all those bugs that want to Quiver Dance in your face. You bring this thing in, if you can outspeed it and you have a flying stab move, it's like, hey friend.
And then we have, again, we have the Sandcastle guys. We already talked about them.
Yeah, they're cool, but I just, without knowing how its ability works, I'm a little kind of lenient to be like, oh, maybe they'll...
Yeah. We have Wishy Washy. This is kind of an interesting Pokemon. Normally, it looks like, I don't understand how its like ability really works. But I guess at a certain level, like it'll
just turns into like a school of themselves, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's like not an evolution, but it's just...
Oh, so when its health drops. Okay. So when its health drops, I think it's below half, it will turn into a giant, like, school... Kind of looks like a big whale, almost. Like a whale shark. I kind of like the gimmick. Yeah, it's a cool little gimmick. I'm sorry.
Puke.
Yeah, Puku Muku. This little guy has a pretty cool ability. Not gonna lie. I believe it's like a better aftermath, effectively. Your opponent will so let's say you get killed in one hit, and you had 100 HP. Your opponent that killed your Pukumuku, that poke is going to take 100 HP. So, very interesting. More lol. Don't give a shit about this guy. It's a little shitty grass fairy. It's a mushroom. Hopefully it'll turn into something cool, but for right now I couldn't give less of a crap about it. It's got Illuminate and Effect Spore. I can only assume that it'll get something better other than Illuminate when it evolves. We got the big man himself, Turtonator, which just may very well become the DFC official poke.
Yeah, as a big mono dragon player in my free time, like picking up a fire type is just very, very cool.
Love the design. As a lover of turtles. And it just looks super cool to me. Love it. Crab Brawler. I had designed a Pokemon that was a lobster. It was kind of like this, and I kind of... Because we already have like 3 different crab Pokemon. We need a lobster. I guess Crawdon isn't a crab. It's a crayfish, but...
Yeah.
I do kind of like this guy. Like, they did it right. They made his claws look like fists. You know, he kind of has like the fisticuffs, and they'll put up his dukes. One of his eyes looks like he got punched in the eye. I can dig it. He's a pure fighting type, so.
Yeah, I was surprised with how much blue was on him. They didn't.
He's blue and purple. Like, why isn't he water?
Huh. This guy apparently didn't know Dragalge was a dragon. He must have thought he was a water. Just switched from Shadow Ball to Thunderbolt.
Alright, so we got just the legendaries right now, effectively. Or, I guess, Tapu Koko. Nobody really knows what this guy's deal is and what the other guys are going to be. He's an electric fairy Pokemon. He's probably a pseudo-legendary, or he at least has a lot of significance to the lore of the game as a guardian deity Pokemon, so very interested in seeing what other Pokemon are going to be like him. Not 100% on the design, like how like its weird helmet thing is like on its hands, and it doesn't just kind of like transform out of it. That's the way I would have done it, but
Delibird, you suck. How the hell am I going to deal with this damn thing?
Alright, and now moving on, we obviously have Magarnia, which everybody knows about. We don't really care right now, so.
Yeah, so.
Moving on to the final, the big box art legendaries, Solgaleo and Lunala. I'm digging them. Kind of weird typings. Psychic Steel and Psychic Ghost. Not really what I was expecting.
No, it's definitely pretty weird typings. Just like to randomly throw on them.
Yeah. Especially, Solgaleo,
The fact that you can pick up fire.
Yeah, Psychic Fire. But, one thing I would like to talk about these guys is they talk about the full moon phase and the radiant sun phase. Everybody and their grandma thinks that when they activate a Z move is when they'll transform.
Yeah.
Now, does that mean I wonder if they'll change typing? Because the way they look, because it looks like I wouldn't be surprised if he sheds the steel typing, goes Psychic Fire, and then maybe Lunala Because they both just look they're radiating energy. It looks like Solgaleo like breaks all the armor off of him, and all of the purple skin, I guess you want to say, the shroud around Lunala's weird skeleton, kind of breaks off, and she's just like that's all this light. And it's kind of cool how, like, I just noticed this looking at the pictures. Solgaleo's mane kind of goes back, like it's very aerodynamic. And Lunala, obviously, she looks like he has bat wings, you know, they're cool looking. But when they turn into these forms, the mane kind of spreads out, so it obviously looks like the sun. And Lunala, she bends, like, her wings kind of up and around, or it's kind of up a little bit, and her weird little pendulum tail thing kind of grows out, so it gives her like a full circle look. So if they do change typing, I'm gonna say Psychic Fire and Psychic Fairy, or Psychic, because I mean if it's a light aspect, I would say Fairy over Dark. But either way, I doubt they'll change typing, but if they did. So, that's pretty much all the new Pokemon that have been announced. Still, we have a lot to go, presuming. Presumably. Still have a lot of evolution. We're still waiting on the evolutions for the starters. So, I'm also not 100% sure when we're getting a new drop of information, but hopefully it'll be soon.
Alright guys, I'm almost about done with this battle, then we'll wrap it up. And with that, apparently I just won.
So, alright, perfect timing. So, we will see you guys sometime soon. This is just a quick little couple videos, just we wanted to give our 2 cents about all the new Pokemon stuff coming out. There's a few other little things, like some of the game mechanics, but
yeah, we'll get to that whenever we get to it.
Yeah, it's
like once we get more information, once we learn what the fuck Z moves are going to be effectively, because what it sounds like is they're kind of be like Mega.
Yeah, they're treated almost like how Mega Evolution works in a way.
So, once we know, we'll put it in a video on how we think it'll affect the meta. But as of right now, the guys I see really heavily affecting the meta, Mega Marowak, I think, could be a big player. And I think that Dragonfire, they have, like, yeah, those are the 2 I see as of right now, and possibly those the birds.
Yeah, the birds, Turtonator. So, yeah, we'll probably play some more Pokemon Showdown later on, just for shits and giggles, because again, we haven't really played for you guys in a while since our amazing comeback. Which, ironically enough, like I said, we haven't really played since then. Because I mean, I think we came up with This Week in Wrestling around that time, which is pretty much just took up all of our time.
Yeah. Especially when you guys see how long this particular Week in Wrestling was.
Yeah, so go check that out, guys, if you're into wrestling. So, we love you guys. We will catch you in the next video. I am Super Judge Funk.
I'm Dave.
Catch you guys next time.
Later, guys.